It all started with a single interview. A quiet voice. A few simple words. And suddenly, the world of Turkish entertainment exploded overnight. For years, fans had been waiting for answers. What really happened between Yaman and Demet Özdemir? Why did their once magical connection fade into silence? Was it just professional distance, or was there a secret neither of them ever wanted the public to know? Until now, nobody dared to speak. Until Yaman's manager broke his silence. During a recent private conversation, later leaked online, he revealed what he called the truth that's been buried for years. His words spread like wildfire. There were moments none of you saw. Choices that changed everything. And what Demet did, even Can didn't expect it. The internet went wild. Within hours, hashtags like #DemetShock and #CanYamanTruth dominated social media. Fans replayed the clip over and over, trying to decode every pause, every breath. What did he mean? What exactly had Demet done? The answer, it seems, goes back to the final days of their most beloved project together, the show that made them international icons. Behind the cameras, behind the smiles, something deeper was unfolding. According to the manager, Demet faced an impossible choice. A producer from a major European studio had approached her with an offer that could transform her career: a lead role, international exposure, a ticket to global fame. But there was one condition: she had to distance herself completely from Can. No interviews together. No photos. No more public connection. And she accepted. When the news reached Can, he reportedly didn't react with anger, only silence. The manager described it as a storm behind calm eyes. Can knew this business was cruel, that sometimes love and loyalty are traded for opportunity. But the wound cut deep. For months, he said nothing. Not to the press, not to the fans. But those who were there noticed the shift. A colder tone, a quieter presence, a man who had learned that even genuine affection can become collateral damage in the world of fame. And Demet? She carried the weight too. While her new project launched, insiders said she would sometimes pause during filming, staring at the screen when his name appeared in headlines. One crew member reportedly overheard her whisper, "He deserved honesty, but I didn't have the courage." The manager's confession didn't stop there. He claimed that, during one of Can's press tours in Italy, Demet secretly reached out. Not to rekindle romance, but to apologize. She sent a short message through a mutual friend, saying, "You were never the mistake. Timing was." Fans who heard that line couldn't hold back their emotions. It spread across Twitter like wildfire, painted over fan edits and emotional TikTok videos. People called it the message that broke millions of hearts. But then came the real shocker, the explosive confession that no one saw coming. According to the manager, Demet had done something after their separation that changed everything. Something she never admitted publicly. He revealed that months after walking away from Can, Demet turned down a massive European contract, worth more than any role she'd ever been offered, because it would have required her to film with a co-star who resembled Can too closely. She refused, reportedly saying, "I can't play with a shadow when I still feel the light." That single quote shattered the internet. Was it regret? Was it love? Or guilt? Even Can's manager admitted that when Can heard about her decision later, he went completely silent, then smiled and said just one sentence. "She's still honest with herself. That's all I ever wanted." From that moment, speculation exploded. Were they still in contact? Had they secretly forgiven each other? Could there still be something between them after all this time? Neither of them confirmed anything. But fans began noticing strange coincidences. Around the same week of the manager's confession, both Can and Demet posted Instagram stories within minutes of each other. Can's photo, a sunset over the sea, captioned, "The past doesn't vanish, it transforms." Demet's story, a single candle burning in the dark, captioned, "Some flames never die." Coincidence? Maybe. But for their fans, it was fate speaking in whispers. Meanwhile, journalists kept pressing the manager for more details, but he refused to elaborate, saying only, "You'll understand soon." What happened between them was real, too real for this industry. That line hit hard. Because everyone knows the entertainment world feeds on appearances, but the connection between Can and Demet had always felt different. Raw. Genuine. Unfiltered. Soon, Turkish and Italian media began publishing editorials trying to interpret what the confession truly meant. Some said it was about professional betrayal. Others believed it revealed something far deeper, a love that was sacrificed for survival. Even psychologists weighed in online, explaining how fame often destroys authentic relationships. One post that went viral read, "They didn't lose each other, they lost the freedom to be real." By the end of the week, paparazzi spotted Can leaving a dinner in Rome, visibly emotional. When asked if he'd heard what his manager said, he simply replied, "I've heard enough. The rest belongs to us." That one sentence sent the fandom into complete meltdown. The rest belongs to us. It sounded like closure, but also like a promise. Demet, meanwhile, maintained silence. But during a recent photoshoot interview, when asked if she believed in second chances, she smiled faintly and said, "Only when both hearts are still beating in the same rhythm." It was subtle. But everyone knew who she was talking about. Now, weeks after the manager's confession, fans still can't stop speculating. Did they ever meet again privately? Is there still communication behind closed doors? Will there be a reunion, on-screen or off? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, that single confession reopened every old wound, every hidden memory, every question that fans had buried for years. Because sometimes, silence protects the truth, and sometimes, it hides it. The story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir isn't just about fame, love, or betrayal, it's about the cost of being real in a world built on illusion. And as the manager's words still echo through the industry, one phrase remains on everyone's lips. What Demet actually did will shock you. But maybe, just maybe, it wasn't shocking because it was cruel. Maybe it was shocking because it was honest. Because loving someone in silence hurts louder than any confession ever could. Days later, more hidden details began to surface. A former assistant from a TV set quietly confirmed that there had indeed been a private meeting between Can and Demet in Istanbul earlier that year, away from cameras, away from chaos. It wasn't a reunion for show, it was closure. The meeting reportedly lasted less than an hour, but those who saw them said there were tears, long silences, and one final hug that spoke louder than any words. No drama. No paparazzi. Just two people who had once shared the same dream, finally saying goodbye to the ghosts of their past. After that, both of them went their separate ways again, but something had changed. Can started working on new projects with a calmer energy, often posting about forgiveness and peace. Demet began writing again, sharing poetic captions about stars, destiny, and letting go. Fans noticed that her handwriting on one post matched the note the manager described earlier, the same loop, the same energy. And maybe that's the real truth behind the explosive confession. Not betrayal. Not anger. But a buried kind of love that never had the right time or place to exist. Because sometimes, the most shocking thing isn't what someone did. It's what they still feel, even after everything ends. And that, the untold emotion behind every silence, is what keeps the world talking about Yaman and Demet Özdemir to this very day.